really like how Hollywood does movies and etc. Like, if someone's gonna have a sword, they gotta use it the proper way. Like, people aren't going to be, like, fighting against an opponent with, like, this. Like, they're not gonna take a sword and be like, like, take heavy swings. That's just not how medieval times did it. Like, they're not gonna take something like this. Yes, it's a Fortnite sword. They're not gonna take something like this and be like, Like, that's my problem with games. When they have, like, characters that have big, heavy weapons that take forever to swing, that is just not how people did it. They would take fast swings like this, and then go, like, they're gonna be fast about their strikes. That's just how not mythology. That's just how medieval times did it. Also, if medieval times were going to do also, another thing that they get wrong, I'm making a lot of mistakes. Another thing that people like Hollywood get wrong about things like this is just how they do things. Like, not every knight's gonna have full metal armor. Only the richest kingdoms had that. And even when there's rich kingdoms, they rarely would have a single knight like that. Like, an extremely rich kingdom would be lucky to have, 4 knights like that. Like, this is only stuff that, like, this is how knights would fight. And also, something about it is that they would be wearing leather armor, not metal. Like, so dumb. Also, a common thing, knights on horses. Happened quite often, weren't very many of them. Another thing is archers. Okay, like, people see archers and they're like, yes, these are like meh things. Like, everyone just wants to be out there going against the opponent. No, you want to be out there with a bow. Because, like, even if you're out there in the battlefield with a bow, you're guaranteed to be one of the best. If you're trained with a bow, like, able to, like, at least shoot a few arrows, like, 1 arrow every, 5 seconds, then that is good enough. Every single one of those arrows, if you hit them, that's gonna kill someone. Unless they have, like, actual metal armor, it's likely chance that they're just gonna, Wah! So, like, this doesn't really make sense to me how people say things like that. Also, not everyone have a shield. Like, not everyone's going to be out there just, like, shing with, like, a weapon. Another thing is different eras did different things. Like, that's just one era. I don't have a general spear with me, but I do have a battle axe for representation. This is based off an axe for a game. It is from a game, Blade and Source and Nomad, and it is from the, like, what's the pack? Like the Beam Sabers pack. This is Hades. It's the name of it. It's basically just a lightsaber battle axe. But, like, how they would do it in eras with, like, this, I think it's with the Spartans, maybe the Renaissance era, but they would have spears in the front that would stab into their enemies. Sorry about, just warning about violence, but they would have them where they go into enemies, and then people in the back would finish them off going, like, from there. That's just how times did it. And those would commonly use crossbows, which, like, every single era, their most powerful weapons were ranged. Like, how do we do it today? Are we going around the place are we going around everywhere with, like, swords? Like, police are like, hey, Robert, freeze, and, like, try to get them with a sword? No! They're gonna be using, where's my thing? One moment, I can't find it. They are going to be using a blaster. This is a Western revolver. Warning about gun talk. Yeah, they're gonna be using these things, and they're gonna be like, pew, pew. Like, they're using range, because it's just better. When you see characters in Dungeons & Dragons, what do you think are gonna happen? Is everyone that you're playing just like, yes, beautiful idea, we'll have one bard, no. I forget the name of it. Like, we'll have one healer, and then the rest of us barbarians with our axes going, Rah! No, they're gonna have wizards. In fact, most people, I'm pretty sure that this is it, the most common role in Dungeons & Dragons is being a wizard. Like, we still need clerics and bards, and also, like, barbarians, and fighters in general, but fighter is one of the strongest classes, specifically because of its range and versatile abilities. So yeah, when people say things like, yeah, like, this is how medieval times were, it's dumb. Because it's not always like that. Like, they just don't commonly use weapons like that, because it's just dumb to use. Also, famous figures, like, I just want to say this, one more thing about pirates. Yes, commonly they've used swords. I don't have one in my hand right now. There's all over there. They don't always use swords to fight. Like, a lot of the time when they are fighting, like, someone will be, like, fighting, and they'll be using swords. People, I think his name was Blackbeard, but common figures, they just have a belt. Like, they would have a belt on them that would just be filled with flintlocks. And then they just take them and go bang, 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 and just keep on dropping them, shooting, because of just, literally, it is because they would just take too long to reload, and it was just inaccurate, so they just have to constantly go bang, bang, bang. Also, if people, like, something that I say is, when, this is a quote from someone else, I forget who, it may have just been from a soldier journal, but last thing, and this is something that I learned from a game. So, this is the quote, and I'll explain it. The people who want to be in war truly have never been in war. What they mean by that is if people are like, hey, I want to be in a medieval era, or I want to be like a soldier in a war, they've never gone to war. Like, they never experienced the things that they go through. Things like military training, like, people will go up those little, like, climbing things, like trying to climb up those, and they'll be like, this is easy, and they'll be running around with, like, for example, for me, I run around with boots all the time, and they'll be running around with heavy things, and be like, this is easy, and then they'll be doing things like the armor crawl, and be like, this is quite easy. Yeah, if you go to war, those things are upped by, like, 1,000. You're gonna have to be carrying, like, straight, like, I have no clue what they really do, but carrying this thing one-handed is tough for me. And they have to carry so much more than that in war. Like, it is crazy. This is me going on a rant about eras, how things like Hollywood and also just really games get the things wrong. Bye-bye.